They sent me a package, questions to answer, what I did,
Of the different things you used to do and questions
everything.
about being
Yeah.
over 100 years old.
Right. Well, that one room schoolhouse, of course, I remember.
How many were in the classroom? You had all the grades?
Oh,
Wow.
and my brother was a year ahead of me in school, so if my mom was studying some of what he needed to learn, of course I was listening.
You would memorize what your mother was reading to your brother,
Yeah,
and they thought you were
I
almost...
couldn't read it, but I knew it in my head.
That's amazing. It really is.
Down in the meadow in the sand and the sun lived an old mother toad and her little toady one. Hop, said the mother. Oh, hop, said the son, and they hopped in the sand and the sun.
Did you ever get in trouble in school?
I don't think I did. I don't remember.
Okay, well.
We had, in high school, we had one time a letter writing contest.
Oh.
And the nun said, any of you girls who would like to try this, you should try it. And I said, I'm not going to. And she looked me in the eye and said, oh, yes, you are.
Oh.
That's a heck of a choice.
She looked you in the eye.
And guess who won the contest?
Did you win? Wow.
Got nothing for a prize. It was Depression time.
Oh. So what was the letter you wrote? What was it about?
I wrote about the World's Fair in Chicago.
Oh.
I had been there.
What were the 20s like?
It wasn't like it is today. That's all I can say.
I think once the 30s started, the party was over and the stock market crashed and everything changed.
People were begging for food.
Wow.
And my dad he raised beef cattle, but he kept a milk cow for milk. Mom had chickens for eggs. They shared things with a lot of people. It was sad.
You remember the food lines?
I remember people standing in line, yeah.
Wow.
Nobody had anything. And even when I worked at the estate stove company and I was the accounts receivable, over $1 million,
Wow.
when nobody had anything. And I think I made $5 and something a week.
$5? Wait a minute. You mean a day or an hour? A week?
A week.
$5 a week. That's only about a dime an hour.
Of course, that was way back.
Well, that's when you could probably buy a loaf of bread pretty cheap.
Nickel.
A nickel for a loaf of bread.
Quarter for a pound of hamburger.
In the 40s, the big thing, I guess, was World War II. The bombing of Pearl Harbor, right?
Oh.
What do you remember when the
Some
first
of that
things?
stuff just made you sick.
Do you remember hearing about it, like on a radio, or who told you about it first?
I was drying dishes at my mother-in-law's house in the kitchen, and in the next room was a radio. It was before TV.
Right.
And I heard the president, and I can't remember who. Was it Roosevelt?
I believe so.
I heard the president saying, a day that will live in infamy.
Yes. That's that was a very, very famous quote.
That was awful.
You remember hearing it, though, live.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did you finish the dishes?
I must have, I guess.
What was it? Rations, or as far as
Yeah.
you could only get so much food, or certain
Gas.
You could only have so much gas.
I think I still had gas stamps left.
You've got gas stamps left?
I did have. I've moved too much. I lost a lot of stuff.
Gas stamps. They would give you like so many stamps and you could use them for gas.
I think we could use 4 in a week, and I forget how much they were for.
And then the war was over. Do you remember the celebration when they said the war's over?
People were in the street dancing and singing and carrying on.
Were you out there dancing too?
No, but I could hear them and see them.
Now, who was your favorite president? Did you have one?
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter seemed to be a great man.
I think he was too good of a person to be president.
I think you're right.
He was a good person. Isn't he still living?
He is.
His wife died.
Right. You're 5 years older than he is. I think he just turned 100.
100, he did.
You got him beat by 5 years still.
Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth? If you're young at heart, for as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, think of all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part: you had a head start. If you are among the very young.
Thank you so much for coming and listening to a centenarian.
There you go.
Good luck to everybody for a long life, long, healthy life.